All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So we will be looking at the altcoin sector, the Bitcoin related ones and other cryptos, right? So we'll look at Coinbase, we'll look at Marathon, we'll look at Riot, and then if I've got time, I will throw in a couple others, all right? So one thing I said, and I am still working on it, and my goal is to have it knocked out by next week. So I can't really look at Bitcoin or any of those on this system. So I'm gonna get a second system ready to start looking at those. Because again, all of these really are revolving around Bitcoin. And from what I see on my phone, Bitcoin is sitting on the 8 moving average. So it hasn't really confirmed up or down yet. And what I'm looking at is a very important number of 51,700. All right. If that is lost, that's where I get worried. We're sitting around 51.9, 5,200 flat, give or take, right now as I'm saying this. So, one thing I do look at is this. Okay, Biddy. So Biddy, BITI, is the short of Bitcoin. Okay, and you can see it's been doing horrible because obviously Bitcoin was doing good. It's flattening out a little bit, and the question really is going to be: is it going to try to go up to the 8 or not? And again, I'm not going to talk about Biddy much, but the horribleness of Biddy is kind of flattening out, and that's kind of making me question Bitcoin a little bit. All right, so. Overall, though, a bit of a drop on all of these, and I'll give you my thoughts on that as well as what's coming up. But before we go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our 5 moving averages. There are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can please subscribe to this channel, share this video online with your friends, comment good or bad if you disagree. Look, anything you can do helps so much with these YouTube algorithms, but for real, being here, giving us your time, giving me your thoughts, I am so grateful for it all right? So, Coinbase, look, the theme as well, just in case you're going to jump around, look, you can see Marathon also did a little bit less of a gap down and more of a 3-day drop. It looks like you could tell I didn't even know what that, no, not RIOT, R-I-O-T, sorry, can't spell. Kind of the same thing as Marathon, actually. So Coinbase was actually the only one that gapped down as hard. Interesting. I assumed they were all going to look about the same. But if you watched my last video on these, I don't think Coin was included. But one thing I talked about was the long weekend. Look, if you're trading actual coins, whatever, whatever the coin is, right? There's so many of them out there. You can sell those any minute of any day, right? Whether it's the weekend, whether it's midnight your time, doesn't matter, right? With Monday being a holiday, I will be honest with you, I was holding Wolf. I was real honest, like I liked Wolf. Wolf went up nicely as Bitcoin went up. I would have loved it to do more, but yeah, I was just really scared to hold it over the long weekend, and with Coin, I kind of think the same thing happened here. It was holding it, wait, 3 days of trading. That's a lot of trading, and anything could have happened. As easily as it could have gone up, it could have gone down. It essentially stayed flat, and flat, you can see, wasn't good enough for this, right? It basically made it go down 4, right? But yeah, I think that's a little bit of it. I really think it was the long weekend. It was just a little dangerous for me personally. I can't imagine I was the only one that thought it, to hold for 3 days and wake up in the 40K world instead of 50, right? I know a lot of people were saying 60K plus, right? But again, it's risk and reward, right? So looking at Coin, I think the other thing that jumps out is this actual channel, right? Green, red, green, red, right? So this is a fast up and down between this 189 and 160, right? 158, whatever. And you can see there's basically just that again, right? Red, green, red, green, like even back as early as 2022, this was a fast channel. Once again, it's looking like a fast channel, right? So the 8 moving average is actually below this 158 line as well. So it's hard to think anything aside from 158. I don't think this is stronger. I mean, maybe this line, 161, but at that point, you're already basically there, right? So I don't see, excuse me, too many like strong candles. Maybe this 170 will try to hold it, but I think this is just a single candle, and I don't think I have enough faith in that one, actually. Yeah, I think 160 makes a lot of sense. I think that's where the 8 moving average should catch it. I do think the 8 moving average will catch it again. Bitcoin hasn't given up yet. It's still riding the 8. Excuse me. As long as it doesn't lose that number I gave in the beginning of the video, I think it was 51.7. As long as it doesn't lose 51,700, it should be good to go. And like I said, it was, I think, sitting at around 5,200 when I looked before making this. So keep an eye on Bitcoin. Look, NASDAQ is dropping, all right? In my head, yeah, Coinbase is a little bit of a tech company. Yeah, I think Coinbase is a little bit of a bank. S&P is dropping, right? Dow Jones is dropping. So I think the fact that the indices are dropping is also probably what made this go down while Bitcoin stayed flat. I think I value Bitcoin on coin more than I value the big 3 indices. And I say that very loosely because, I mean, you know how important I think those are, right? But yeah, I think if Bitcoin does well, the indices drop, I think coin could go up, though everything is saying go down. I don't know. It's just, that's kind of where my head's at, all right? So pardon the noise in the back. The house is getting cleaned. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Otherwise, let me take a look at Marathon. And yeah, Marathon, I actually didn't think it was this bad. I actually didn't know it was 3 straight red candles, excuse me. I thought it was going to look a little bit like, what was it called? Like Coinbase. So if you watched my last video, one big thing I talked about was the long weekend. It's kind of an echo of where I ended on Coinbase. But, you know, I saw Bitcoin do all right over the last couple days, right? Obviously, Saturday, Sunday is never a trading day, right? But that added Monday day off, that was an extra day of Bitcoin trading that could have done so many different things, right? So it didn't do horribly. I think that's a very, very easy thing to say, but I flashed the indices a little bit. I don't know if you fast forwarded or not, but NASDAQ didn't do too well. All right, that's a pretty bad gap down right there. I mean, I think that's an easy thing to say, and yeah, I think that's maybe a little bit to blame here. Maybe that's why this thing went down, even though Bitcoin did stay pretty flat. But look, the RSI hasn't been that good, and you know, I don't remember what day I covered this. I don't remember if it was this day on Wednesday or Thursday. I gotta believe it was Wednesday because I don't think I remember this thing right here. But yeah, real interesting to see it that much different from Coinbase. I'll at least say that much. You know, and it's funny as I'm looking at this. Obviously, it's been over all the moving averages for a while, right? But this little break, as good as it was, you have a good candle, doji doesn't count, good candle, that doesn't count, doji, and then obviously those right there, right? So a little bit of an interesting climb without a great confirmation, right? But I think it makes sense that this thing's going to want to come about here. I think 21 makes the most sense. I would be pretty worried if 2370 is lost. Don't lose that. And you can see we actually did wick a little bit below it today. Didn't close below it, but yeah, 1 second. Okay, I am back. Not really sure where I was, I will be honest, but I at least think I'd said 21 makes the most sense. I'd be a little worried under 2370. I was probably going to, I know I talked about the RSI too. Okay, yeah, let me just go to the weekly real quick, I guess. What are you at? 2133. So look, if that 21 doesn't hold, the weekly's maybe saying 18. What's under that? Yeah, 18 makes sense because this is kind of saying 1850, maybe even 17. So yeah, hopefully 21 holds. Again, I'd be worried under 2350, 60, whatever. 21 could be a fast drop down to that. So be careful, watch Bitcoin. We want Bitcoin to at least stay over 71.5. That's the goal here. Let me go look at Riot real quick. I think it's going to look the same, so I'm probably going to combine them because I don't want to echo too many thoughts, okay? But again, I think the important thing to do is watch Bitcoin. Keep an eye on the indices. Again, you never want to see NASDAQ, S&P, and Dow Jones go down. That's what they all did. There is some important earnings coming up, so maybe that's why, and maybe it's a little bit of an anomaly. But again, I think more than anything, Bitcoin was supposed to do better things over the 3 days. It didn't. It didn't do bad things, and can't take away from that. But I think not doing enough plus bad indices makes a little bit of sense here. You know what I mean? So if I had to say, so obviously this is still over the 8. I'm happy to see that, right? We don't want to lose 1570. All right, that's what we want to stay over. If that loses, it makes sense that this will basically come to 1515, if not basically all the way down to 14 right there. So yeah, for now, the long weekend and Bitcoin not making the proper move plus the indices is the best thought. So this one was quick actually, but yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions. Otherwise, hey, thank you.